Well, hello, my friends. I'm Dr. Ray, and I'd like to thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time today. Today, what I would like to do is to just briefly discuss with you what I've called Christians at the edge of time in America, from milk to solid food. It appears to me that in America, at least what we are seeing right now, it's like we're at the edge of time. There's been all this widespread protests. There's the coronavirus pandemic. There is the economic crisis with 40 million people unemployed. And society appears to be very, very divided, not only by race or politics or by economic class. We're even divided about what is fact or not. It appears no one is thinking of a common good anymore. And we have a national leadership that does not seem to be able to bring us together. And think of all of that and combine that with an election year and 300 million guns in the hands of private citizens. No one knows where this is all going to end. It could be just a blip, or it could be a ship that changes America forever. In any case, as Christians, we need to be able to move from what I called milk to solid food. In the book of Hebrews chapter 5 verse 11 to 14, he says, "About this we have much to say that is hard to explain, since you have become dull in understanding. For though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you again the basic elements of the oracles of God. You need milk, not solid food. For everyone who lives on milk, being still an infant, is unskilled in the word of righteousness. But solid food is for the mature, for those whose faculties have been trained by practice to distinguish good from evil." So the writer is talking about two different kinds of Christians. There are Christians who are content to just feed on the easy stuff, the milk. And then there are Christians who are going on to maturity, dealing with the solid food. The milk of our faith these days will be anything that is easy about our faith. Anything that makes us feel good. When we go to church, we want the pastor to make us laugh all the time. We want to be entertained. We want to be told that we are a good person, not a bad person. We want to be told that our miracle is just around the corner every day. We want to be told that material and financial prosperity is our destiny, every single one of us. We want to be told that God forgives all of our sin. We generally do not want anyone to challenge us about our choices. We say they are judging us. That's the milk of our Christian life. The solid food of our Christian life is to recognize that the Bible teaches those things, yes, but also the Bible teaches some things that are difficult, even painful. And in these last days, the Bible tells us that there will be suffering, there will be pain, there will be confusion, fear, and division, even as we are seeing now in the United States of America. But the solid food of our faith is that we do not need to be in pleasant, easy, happy circumstances to experience the power and the faithfulness of God. That even as outside of us, there could be confusion, we could have lost jobs, and there's fear and division out in the streets. Yes, in our hearts, as believers, we can know the peace and the presence of God. But something else that the Bible tells us in these last days is that there will be false prophets, deceivers, manipulators, false messiahs. They will multiply. Even some of our respected leaders will be found to be on the other side of God's will and purpose and plan. What pleases God at this time? Friends, solid food is what we need when Christians are at the edge of time. What is the solution? Well, the solution, first of all, like I have been saying, is to know your God. Know the God that you serve. This God that we serve, as I have said in other videos before, is eternal. He is almighty. He is infinite. He is sovereign. He is all-knowing and is unchanging. But this God is also holy. He is holy in the sense that he is far removed from sin and will not fellowship with sin. He will not encourage sin in his presence at all. But the beautiful thing about this is not just that God is holy, he is also a merciful God. Jesus paid it all. By dying on the cross, he became the sacrifice that took our sin upon himself. That's the mercy of God at work. So it is time to stop feeling sorry for yourself. It is time to stop feeling that God cannot use you. God can still use you even at this time. It is time to get up and go out there and make a difference, because your sinfulness is no longer a barrier, because the mercy of God has taken care of it. The solution is not only to know your God that you serve, that is holy and merciful, but to soak into His Word. Know the Word of God for yourself. Soak into worship and prayer. As I have said before, what God desires from us is our fellowship. And worship is the highest form of fellowship. And finally, be wise. Be wise in the circumstances around you. Be careful of what you do and what you say. Be careful with your finances. Be careful with your health. By all means, be careful how you conduct yourself. Also be a witness to the world around you. It is time to proclaim Jesus. As the world becomes darker, the brighter we as Christians must shine. Thank you, my friends, for giving me a few minutes of your time. Till next time, I pray that you will remain blessed and that you will stay faithful. In Jesus' mighty name.